the good news is, so what I keep saying is promissory notes are cash and cash are promissory notes. And I really want people to always remember that. Or cash. So you can use promissory notes. I mean, we're in the part of the cycle now where you can write your own promissory notes, and that is cash. Under UK legislation, that is cash.
So this is the bit that I wanted to sort of understand, because we hear this a lot. Well, hear it a lot. I mean, within the truth and sovereignty movement, you hear the term promissory notes. Oh, just write your own. Allow me to just somebody said to me. Just I can't remember how to phrase it. To give you an anecdote of a situation, and for whatever reason, somebody was in debt, and there was a debt collector at the door. The debt collector comes to the door and says, "You need to pay £2,000." And the guy says, "Yep, okay, no problem." Gets a piece of paper and a pen and effectively writes an IOU, or "I promise to pay the bearer of." And he does this. Doesn't write promissory note on it or anything, but just writes out. But he makes it out for £1,995. He takes a £5 note, staples that to it, hands it to the guy, and the guy goes, "I can't accept this," and returns it. And in legal terms, because he has he's refused the money, it actually gets rid of the debt, because they said, "Well, we refuse your money," even though the majority of the money was written on the bit of paper. So is what you're describing. Basically, you can literally write it on a bit of paper and sign it, and that makes it into the money.
In certain situations, not money, but cash. Cash is
right. Cash, yes.
For currency, promissory. Look, gold and silver are money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Promissory notes are currency. Lots of things have been used as currency. So you're absolutely right. In certain situations, you can do that. So let's take that scenario. You've got at the door, and you don't agree with it, but they say, let's say £10,000. You owe us £10,000. We're going to come in and we're going to turn your gas, electricity off. We're going to take goods. We're going to take your van, your vehicle, as you're familiar with, Richard. So I suggest the first thing you say, you don't open the door. You don't talk to them. You converse either through Ring doorbell or through the window. And you say, the law requires you identify yourself, first and last name, photo ID, front and back. You must get this on film. You see, you must film it. You can take screenshots later. Very important. And your employer's number. And you've got to get all these details, and you've got to get their face to make sure. And you tell them that it's a very serious offence to not provide these details or provide false information. So you get their face, their ID, and then you say, what is the amount that you say I owe? And they say 10,000. So as you would write this, how can I get it in focus? Here we go. You would write in words £9,995. And it's very important to have the £5 note laminated onto it. The idea being they can't accept one without the other. Can't accept one promissory note without the other promissory note. So it's 10,000 total in promissory notes. And then you put that, and I've got a covering letter, which I'll talk about later. And you put them together in an envelope, and you send it to them, and you say, this is for you. This is for you. And if they've taken it, that's it. Your job's done. Two options. They might refuse it. They're not allowed to refuse on payment preference. But if they hand it back to you, that's fine. Payment offered, payment refused, payment made. But they will generally take it. Once they've anything other than refusing it to you, they've accepted it. They could burn it, throw it away, or destroy it. It doesn't matter. They've accepted it. So now you have paid them in cash, £10,000 in cash, in two promissory notes. The £5 promissory note and your own handwritten one. Now, they will always, in my experience, they will say, yeah, you've paid £5. They will accept it £5 cash, but they will not accept the other one. And if you've got a negative mark on your credit file, your first job is then go to Experian, and you have all the details. You need this person, their name's Joe Bloggs, Monday, 5:45 p.m. All the exact details. I paid him in cash, £10,000 in cash. And they still won't accept it. If they don't, they still leave a negative mark on your credit file. They don't accept you paid him. You then need to go to Report Fraud UK website, and it's very detailed. There's a lot of detail you can put on there. You want to put his name, the time, the date, and screenshots of his ID, screenshots of his face. I paid him in cash on this time. And then it all comes down to, did you? Are promissory notes cash? is cash promissory notes. If it goes to court, if it does, this is the question: are promissory notes cash? And the answer is yes, absolutely. Under UK legislation, promissory notes are cash. If they weren't, then we couldn't be using these, could we, Richard? Because this is promissory notes.
Right. So in theory, if you've got, say, your council tax bill, and you think, right, okay, I don't want the argument. I don't want to keep pushing back with all the various. I don't want the bailiff. Don't want the whole process. What I'll do is I'll just write them out. Effectively, a promissory note. Send it to them. There you go. Thanks very much. And I suppose have a witness or take some video of the fact that you've done.
Contaminate a Bank of England promissory note to it as well.
Do the same thing.
Yep. Because they can't accept one without the other.